Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another 50 minutes of how to prepare for an energetic update or upgrade, as we're going to talk a little bit about today. And I got my good friend Mark with me, as
Good morning, everyone.
I was about to say as always, but as this week, as this 2 weeks when Sarah has been upgrading herself through teaching and trainings. So yeah, let's go straight into it. Like, what would you say, from being in this container and working with the mentorship program? How would you prepare yourself to receive an energetic upgrade, and what do we really mean, when we come into this, like this big term, an energetic upgrade?
Yeah, energetic upgrade sounds kind of like a wild idea. Like I'm gonna stare off into the universe, and a beam of light is gonna shine into my chest, and then I'm gonna go from a 3D to a 5D body or something like that. And that's not what we mean by that. We mean more like an internal energetic upgrade that comes from doing the work. And I'm in the middle of experiencing one, or I'm in the middle of like a restful period. And so, I've been in the mentorship program with Sarah for a few weeks now. And, I've also been working with a personal trainer, and I've been doing some deep work with another teacher of ours. And, when you do a lot of intentional work like that, it's a lot of energy that you put into your body, and your body is doing a lot of work, and your mind is doing a lot of work. And in order to really receive the fruits of all of that labor, you need like a short, restful integration period. And for me, I think I was kind of maybe in the middle of trying to bypass that restful integration period. And then yesterday, Simba did acupuncture for my ears. It's a special type of acupuncture called nada, where you get five needles in your ears, really, really tiny ones. And my body just went boom, boom, like a power switch just went off on my body, and I was asleep. I didn't even realize how deeply I was asleep. And then the whole rest of the day, I just kind of been like, really taking advantage of some rest, and and then this morning I had some more rest, and through that I'm just kind of realizing that, oh man, my body really really needed some rest. It needed some downtime to integrate and kind of deal with all of the things that I've been working on. And then what will happen is that after my body is restored and rested, that's when the energetic shift will happen. I will come out of the rest with a new sense of energy, with a new sense of profound wisdom and knowledge that I gained from my work. And then that will set me on to the next stage of my journey. And then I do it again. Then I go for 5 or 6 weeks of working with Sarah and doing my personal training and my practices and my meditations and yogas. And then I'll kind of probably feel like this again in 6 weeks. And then it's just shifting and shifting and shifting. But I think before, I didn't allow my body to really have these pauses. So it's a really good thing to have a pause, and even if it's just a day or two, it's kind of does wonders for the body. So I don't know if that explains it well enough for people to understand. What do you think, Simba?
Yeah, no, I think it's a very good upgrade, and I like the philosophy of traditional Chinese medicine and Taoism because they always use nature, right? It's not always winter, it's not always summer, it's not always daytime, it's not always nighttime. We're in this constant state of shift, fluctuation, right? The polarities, the light, the darkness. So if we're always finding ourselves in one polarity, then we're either draining energy or we're just not really getting the engine going, right? If I'm always in the yang energy, the active, the fiery energy, and doing things all the time, then after a while I'm going to start to burn too much
Yeah.
energy. I don't have the time to get it back. But if I'm always in the yin energy and not doing anything, there's no momentum either. Nothing really happens. So we're in the need of that flux. And to receive an energetic upgrade, if you want to shift something in life, if you choose to make it a significant shift, then there will be a calling for an upgrade, right? To
Right.
do something differently. Will gonna is gonna it's gonna require a little bit more of you in the beginning, at least, to go to the next level, whatever that means. When we say the next level, if it's more money, a better relationship, you're gonna change something with your health, with your body, with your current living situation.
Yeah.
So to receive that upgrade, we also need to leave space for that, right? And if I'm always filling my space with either doing nothing or doing too much, then I can't really allow that to come in to my body, to my nervous system, because I'm filling it with thoughts and emotions and activity. It's kind of like sending one of those postcards. I send a postcard to you, Mark,
Mhm.
but by the time it gets to you, you move to a new address, and then they redirect it there. And then when the time it gets there, you move to a new address. You're always moving. You can't receive that upgrade. You need to do some work and then stay
Yeah.
still for it to reach you. Otherwise, it's always going to be looking for you, and you will never be in the same place. And then it can't really find you.
Yeah, and I think sometimes life will give you an unexpected energy upgrade when you keep ignoring it, when you keep running away from it. And I can share a personal experience. A few years ago, I was kind of in a dead end marriage, and I was very depressed and suicidal. And the energetic upgrade that I needed was to get out of that marriage. And while that wasn't a fun energetic upgrade, I definitely feel the energetic upgrade from it now. So like, if you're in some kind of a circumstance in your life where you kind of like keep hitting the wall, so to say, or you keep struggling with some aspect of your life, it's usually life trying to tell you like, we need to change something. We need to do something different, because you're ready for an energetic upgrade. And that sometimes might be difficult to receive an energetic upgrade like that. So sometimes energetic upgrades appear in the form of something not so fun, and it's a learning process that you go through to get that. But Simba, we also mentioned, like there's some common everyday things that you can do to kind of like prepare yourself for an energetic upgrade, such as, taking care of your body and eating a healthy diet full of high nutrient vegetables and fruits, and spending time in nature, working with teachers. So it's there are definitely aspects to this where you have to like listen into your body, and your body will lead you through this process. But if you fight against it, it's kind of like you said, you're going to miss the postage. You're going to miss the upgrade if you keep running away from it.
Yeah, and definitely, it's not always this big project either. That's also, a way of thinking that it has to be this big upgrades. It's usually the small things you do, or the everyday practice that you do, moment to moment, daily, that will build you up or break you down. And it's definitely a push and pull in that, right? Like, that's what we do when we do physical exercise. You're stressing the muscles and the tissue and the tendons, and they grow stronger because, okay, now we have to adapt to this new need. But if we don't give it a time to rest, we're going to start to break it down instead.
Yeah,
So it's really finding that balance, and that's where I really find the preparation for energetic upgrade, that I'm aware that I have some of that space for that energy to come in, whether that is more rest, more strength. Like you mentioned, you were in a relationship that wasn't, or a marriage that wasn't suiting you both, right? And it's
right,
not really like this is a good person, bad person. It's not suiting us, right? And
right,
then it's leaching energy, but we might be attached to it. No, now we're married, now we have to do this. But once you actually move out of it, you leave space for something new to come, which
right.
can be an upgrade as well, like you mentioned. So that was a really good example for how it can look like when you allow things to come into your sphere.
Yeah, and Simba, I think you recently had an energetic upgrade from one of our teachers, and maybe without going into too many details, you can just kind of share with what that experience feels like.
Definitely. So it was one of the teachers. He lives in the States, so he has these monthly group calls, and for some reason I put the timer for the wrong time, right? So I woke up like, it's a 2 hour call. I woke up with like half an hour left or something. And as I woke up, I noticed all of these things started to come up in my head, like all of this, like, oh, how could you do that? And a bit shame and negative self-talk. And I was just like, get out of here. And I went into the call. And as I went into the call, he was talking exactly about what was going on with me. And he was saying exactly the things that I was wondering. And I just found myself in the call like, wow. And he even pointed that out. What did you notice there? And then he started to talk to me. And I just like, it was like almost telepathically, just getting all of those confirmations for what I was experiencing, right? That someone was seeing it, could relay it to me, not praising me, not putting me down, just mirroring what I was seeing and being appreciative and holding space. And that just opened up so much space in me, right? I felt so much more relaxed, seen, heard, and yeah, it gave me a lot of sense of peace, a lot of
Mm.
clarity, right? My mind just went super quiet after that. And then of course it opened up space, right? Other things started to work. It started other processes in me, but it gave me a very strong sense of clarity. I could really see what was going on. It's not that it's going to solve all your problems, but it makes you see things very clearly. That was my experience. I could be very precise with what was going on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's actually very similar to kind of the experience that people have in the mentorship program. So, you know, when I'm working with Sarah, Sarah gives me those experiences because she's mirroring to me, you know, what are the things that I need to work on. And, you know, as I mentioned before, we're working really deeply on my avoidance patterns. So, you know, whenever those are mirrored to me in such a way that I have to kind of really face them and see them, that might be not fun at first, but actually it gives me an opportunity to upgrade from there because I see the obstacle and I choose to face the obstacle. And when I conquer the obstacle, it leaves room for something new to take its place, something new to open up, something I didn't know would happen before. So yeah, I think that just like you go to teachers to receive that kind of energetic upgrade, it's the same kind of energetic upgrade that you offer to people in the mentorship program.
Yeah, and there needs to be something to work towards. It's not that people are going to come into the program to become me, but I worked through certain aspects of my life. I helped others work through certain aspects of their life. So you need to have something to work towards, or there's a model to work towards in what that could look like, how that can feel. And that usually happens when you're working with someone in this container. And yeah, just like you said, it can be challenging, right? It's not about shaming or making anyone feel bad for what they're doing. There's an element of being honest. I
Yeah,
think that's very important. And being honest can be challenging sometimes, right? That I say, okay, Mark, can I mirror you in this? Can I reflect? This is what I'm seeing, right? Yeah, but
yeah,
okay, and now I'm noticing there's a lot of defensive patterns coming up around this. And that's not to call someone out or push someone into a corner. That is just to mirror what is it that I'm doing, because that behavior is exactly why you're here, right?
right.
And then how we do it and the tools we give and the space to explore that, I think is really what the beauty is with the container. And since we build it in the way we have, that it's not sessions, one-on-one sessions every week, it's more efficient for you, right? Like it's
Yeah,
not that overwhelming time consuming commitment, but it's enough for you to get something to work on, time to integrate and feel, okay, what can I do from this session to the next session? We also have the group sessions that it's kind of the momentum, right? The breath work and the TRE to kind of continuously work with the nervous system and clear out any old residue. And then we have the group coaching sessions and seminars. So there is like so many different aspects that you can benefit from. We have our online vault with master classes and different seminars that teaches different aspects, how to work with EFT, emotions. So I really feel that the platform we built with this mentorship just allows people to receive that energetic upgrade because there is space, there is time, there is a lot of information. The last week of each month, we added an integration week. just because of that, to receive. We do a lot of work 3 weeks. We step back 1 week. You still have the like Telegram empowerment that you can write us messages and we can coach you if something comes up. But then we teach people to work, rest. And I really feel that is the essence of what we're talking about today, to allow that energetic upgrade to come in.
Yeah, and that integration week is very powerful. It's a time to reflect, a time to rest, and really to kind of think about all the things that you learned in the previous weeks, and also allow your body to catch up. Sometimes our mind is working a bit faster than our body. Our body has to get in sync, and that's what I'm doing this week.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do that probably a little bit this weekend. Just step back a little bit and just let the body catch up. So I hear you. I hear you definitely. It's an ongoing practice, right? To really fine tune and feel into uh, when to take a step back, when to take a step forward. But it's fun. It's really fun and it's explorative and rewarding. I think is the word I'm looking
Mhm.
for. It's very rewarding. All right. So if you want to join this program, feel free to DM me in any channel that you see this on, and I'll get back to you and we can schedule a discovery call, a chat where it's no strings attached, and see if it's a good fit, if we're a good fit for each other, if this is something we can do, and how it might benefit you moving forward. So thank you a lot for joining today, Mark. It's always nice
Yeah,
to have you
thank
here,
you.
and I'll see you soon.
See you later.